Hello, snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host, Avran LeFeber, and this is Top 5s, the only weekly Top 5 show in snowboarding. And I don't think anyone's actually going to copy this formula. So let's dive into this week's episode. The top 5 signs that you're jaded, old, and bitter. That's right. I get a lot of comments from jaded, old, bitter snowboarders. So we're going to make a top 5 just for them. That's right. Because if you're going to get trolled, you might as well troll the trolls back. Let's dive into this. Number 5. Whenever you start to talk, it always starts with, "It was better when." That's great, you got rose-colored glasses for the history lesson, and everything was better back then. But was it? I don't really think so. You know why? Because I don't have to fight 50-year-old skiers in the lift line anymore. I don't miss that. That's just one example. This whole list is made up of multiple examples. But if you constantly have to say it was better when, for anything, regardless of what people are talking about, you're probably bitter, jaded, and old. And you might have had one too many head injuries. So, if you haven't killed yourself, good for you. If you're thinking of killing yourself, well, hey, that's your choice. I don't really care. And maybe you should start thinking that it actually wasn't better when, or get rid of that selective memory. Number 4, you've had to use a leash, and the logistics never added up. Like, how is this piece, this device, this contraption, going to stop my snowboard from running away when it's connected to the binding? So if the binding breaks free and the strap is on the binding, the board will take off. Even better is that you were actually forced to use a leash before they would let you on the fucking chairlift. I mean, theoretically, you already have 2 leashes on your front foot. You got a toe leash and a heel leash. But you remember when you couldn't get anywhere near a chairlift without a leash. You might be bitter and jaded. Still can't quite comprehend the logistics on that one. Whatever. Might be slightly bitter and jaded. Number 3. You believe there's no such thing as style anymore, and no future generation or current generation is better than the generation you idolize. That's right, style is just completely dead. Now, while we might have robots chucking the same shit at, like, X Games and the Olympics and shit, style is clearly not dead amongst the riders that actually know what style is. But to say it's dead? No. No. Sure, I get it. You want to see more people throwing 540s, that's fine, because 1080s scare you, and anything above a 1080 really, really scares you. But you know what? You're probably also afraid of going outside in the winter because it snow rained the night before, and you might slip and fall and break your hip. You can't tell if that's just frozen ground or the ground at the bottom of the steps. Don't worry about it. Throw some salt on that wound and get out there, buddy. Style is not dead, it's just progressed. Every generation that comes after the one before it adds on to what was learned from that generation. I get it. You want everyone to be doing back ones like Devin Walsh. Sure, that's fine. But some people like to do back ones like Rusty Ockenden. It doesn't matter. The next generation will build off the previous generation. Style's not dead, it's just progressed and you mentally haven't. You fucking midget. Number 2, you believe the gear was better back when. Well, it wasn't. Have you seen how good the gear is now? We have it made. There's no more second guessing if the shit's gonna blow up on you. There's such a thing as flex patterns in the boards. You got a camber option for just about anyone out there, which is amazing. Boots fit better. The outerwear is fucking amazing. You're not wearing a goddamn wetsuit under your shit. So fuck off with your idea that everything was better back then. It wasn't. Take those goddamn rose-colored glasses off, okay? The gear is better now. Oh, I can't tweak my grabs like how I used to. Maybe that's because you don't move like you used to because you're older and your joints have locked up. You ever fucking think that, dumbass? No, you didn't, so fuck off. Honorable mentions. You're actively seeking a Terrier sword. Not to hang on the wall, but because you want to ride it every day. Because that gear was better than anything now. If it was, why isn't Tyrier still riding that sword? Huh? Huh? Yeah, I think so. And the final honorable mention, you still hate skiers. Which actually, I can't fault you for this. This new generation of skiers, they grew up with everyone just being all copacetic and co-mingling and shit. They don't understand what some of us went through. And they're weak. These kids are soft. So hating on them is probably a good thing. It'll build character. They need to toughen up. They're a bunch of little bitches. Looking at you, Josh Stone. You're a little bitch. And the number one reason you're a bitter, jaded, washed up, angry, old snowboarder is you keep saying snowboard culture is dead. Well, yeah, if you have your head in your ass and the shit in your eyes, of course it's dead. You're not looking around. So why don't you pull your head out of your ass, wipe the shit from your eyes, and look around. There's plenty of snowboard culture. It's just changing. If you think snowboard culture died when Transworld did, that's on you, because they haven't done shit for snowboarding but put out a couple movies in the last few years. Seriously. They're not the gatekeepers. Things have changed. You got so many different avenues to watch snowboarding culture happen. The fact that you can watch up to the minute video of what's going on anywhere in the world in snowboarding and see what people are doing in Moscow or New Zealand or Chile or Breckenridge or Mammoth or Canada, it doesn't fucking matter. Snowboard culture lives inside all of us. And if you think it's dead, you're probably dead inside. And if you're dead inside, then you should become a capitalist and just buy more snowboarding gear, because I hear if you buy more snowboarding gear, it will buy you the happiness you need and seek from the culture you're not getting. Which actually, that could be a whole nother top 5. Anyways, doesn't matter. Snowboarding culture's not dead. You've literally become the washed up high school quarterback you never wanted to be. You're sitting at the hometown bar complaining about everything and saying it was better when you scored 4 touchdowns in one game for Poke High. If you don't catch that reference, good, because if you do catch that reference, you're fucking old. Don't be afraid of the future. This has been Top 5s, and I've been your host, Avran LeFeber. I'll still be your host, but I've been your host. I want you to know, because, you know, this is the past tense, and I'll be one in the future, and I'm a futurist. Anyways, this has been my top 5 reasons you're old, bitter, and jaded and probably should just die. Well, no, not that last part. That's wrong. I can't encourage you to die. But you should probably learn to change your ways, because there's a lot of great things going on in snowboarding. Do you agree with this list? Do you disagree with this list? I'm sure we're going to get a bunch of hate comments from some bitter, old, jaded fucks down in the comments section. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the content we've got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really want to support us, and hopefully not allow the old people to win and snowboarding culture to actually die, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. I could tell you more here, but I got a whole video over there that explains it so much better. I'll see you guys in another video.